Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Alexis. For anybody who doesn't know, welcome if you're new, or welcome back if you have been here before. I am the author of A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers. This book talks all about the last 6 years of my life, things I've experienced, the adventures I've been on, the spiritual teachers I've met, all of the teachings and lessons I've learned along the way. So if you're interested in learning more about that book, you can visit my website at www.vibrate2create.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Vibrate2Create. Here on Vibrate to Create, I talk about all things spiritual and metaphysical. I also talk about my own personal life experiences and the awarenesses I've come to because of those experiences. Sometimes I also make reaction videos to spiritual teachers, spiritual teachings, motivational, inspirational, sometimes funny videos. I also make entrepreneurial videos to let you know how to self-publish your own books. Today, we will be doing a reaction video to this one that I just found. So basically, I just typed in YouTube inspiring videos. This one was a little bit far down. It is called This Speech by Ed Sheeran Will Make You Cry. It is only 1 minute and 36 seconds, so let's see if they can make me cry in a minute. I wouldn't doubt it if it's beautiful. This was uploaded 4 years ago, and I don't know anything about what it's going to be about, so let's see.
I was a very weird child. And I had a Paul Weinstein birthmark on my face that I got lasered off when I was very young, and one day they forgot to put the anaesthetic on, and then ever since then I had a stutter, and I also had very big blue NHS glasses. And the thing that I found
he's so
most
cute.
difficult about it was knowing what to say but not really being able to express it in the right way. So I did different speech therapies and stuff, which wasn't very successful. At a young age, and got very into rap music. My dad bought me the Marshall Mathers LP when I was 9 years old, not knowing what was on it, and let me listen to it. I learned every word of it back to front. It helped me get rid of the stuttering. Stuttering is not a thing you have to be worried about at all. And even if you have quirks and weirdness, you shouldn't be worried about that. Just be yourself, because there's no one in the world that can be a better you than you. And if you try to be the cool kid from class, you'll end up being very boring. Be yourself, embrace your quirks. Being weird is a wonderful thing. Don't ever treat it as an issue. Don't see it as a blight on your life, and carry on pushing forward. And I did alright. You did alright as well.
That was definitely a short video. I did not cry. Surprise, shocker. No, I'm kidding. But I didn't know that about Ed Sheeran. That is pretty beautiful. There's another video here that talks more about Ed Sheeran's life, and maybe I'll watch that in a second. But first, before I begin that, I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I think about this idea of, like he was saying, being your weird self, being honest and open and authentic with who you want to be. It's a lot of the ideas in my book. But really owning who you are, and owning even if people think you're weird or you're not cool, like he was saying. Like, these things are sometimes in certain life experiences, in certain upbringings, we can feel as if we need to fit in, as if we need to be the same as everybody else. But really what it does is it stifles uniqueness. It stifles whatever makes you who you are. And it's almost like making these little toy soldiers that all look the same, and not recognizing that every single one of them has their own likes. I just spit. Every single one of them has their own likes, their own dislikes, their own passions, their own purpose in life, their own experiences. Really owning those aspects, I think, is so inspiring. And I said in my video, I'll link it up above, about handling judgment from others. What I said was, I think it's beautiful when people aren't afraid to be different and aren't afraid to look like a weirdo in the eyes of somebody else. Like, I'm the one who's coming up on the interwebs talking about, oh, I talk to dead people, I'm a psychic, and I've had all these experiences, and now I'm going to talk about out-of-body experiences, and then I'm going to talk about my life, and I'm going to share it with strangers that I don't even know who are going to come across it. Like, these things of just really owning, like, this is who I am, guys. One time I was watching these girls, and they were doing this live stream on Instagram, and they were talking about their, like, women's gathering. And one of the girls, she had long armpit hair. And I think that's so beautiful when women aren't afraid to rock it. They're like, hey, I'm not gonna wear what you want me to wear. I'm not gonna shave my armpits. I'm just gonna let it grow out. Be wild. And she was wearing like a tank top, and you could see her armpit hair. And she was just living freely, like, hey, here they are. Hey guys, talk this way. And someone commented, there was a couple of hundred people in the actual live watching, and someone commented, it was a man, he said, shave your armpits. And she called him out in front of all these people, and she was like, with love, she said, she started laughing, and she said, you think I'm gonna shave my armpits for you? What? She was like, ooh, that's nasty, I got armpit hair. And she said, you should see my legs too. And I remember I was so inspired. I was like, dang, that's awesome, girl. You go with your armpit hair. Just seeing that girl just so fearlessly, like, I have armpit hair, and I like to have armpit hair. And if a man is going to tell me to shave my armpits, I'm going to keep it for even longer. I'll braid it for him, too. I'll mail it to him in the mailbox. I found it so empowering, because it's this moment of authentically, this is what I like to do with my body, this is what I like to do with my armpit hair, and if someone's gonna tell me not to do that, I'ma still do it. Anyways, it reminded me of this Ed Sheeran idea, just really owning it, owning your weirdness, owning who you are, because nobody can be you. Nobody can be you. Let's watch this video, or at least a part of it. So this is called Ed Sheeran Zane Lowe interview. It was uploaded on June 27th, 2021.
I'd started, it kind of pressed play on this crazy period of my life. It pressed pause on everything else. And when the tour ended, I kind of pressed stop on that and pressed play again on my personal life, and I had to kind of catch up with everything that had been going on, and I feel like settled and cool now. I feel like you knew that was going to happen. I mean, for some reason I have this memory of a conversation we had around Divide, just as Divide was coming out, and you sort of said as much, like, I sort of know what I have to do. It's going to take me all around the world, and I want to reach as many people as I can. I want this album to be as you know, alive as possible. It just kind of snowballed and snowballed and snowballed, and when you're in the wheel, you just say yes, and they say, do you want to do another leg of South America? Yes. Do you want to do Australia again? Yes. Do you want to do... what does it feel like when you get...
Okay, so he just said that before he really ended up in the public eye and it ended up getting really big, his music, he said he knew, I know this is going to reach a lot of people. Intuition from a very normal guy, guys. We just don't have people who are telling us a lot of the terminology or a lot of the teachings, and that's kind of why I wanted to go on my own path to actually learn these ideas, learn for myself, to actually experiment and experience for myself, to find my own truth, to find the answers by the actual real life experiencing or listening to others' experiences, this open-mindedness. But intuition, knowing before something is going to happen, I get that all the time. I know certain things, I know things that it's like, this is going to happen, and I know it, and then it happens.
Really hit me, really, like the last gig in Ipswich, sort of coming off stage and being like, I don't think this will happen again. I feel like this is the top of the mountain, and that's it, and I'm 28. Because I never made music to play Wembley Stadium. I was so stoked to just get paid to play a pub. Like, that was when I found out you get paid to
play music, I was like, oh my god, this is like... You actually did almost, on paper, you did actively everything to not play Wembley Stadium. You didn't get a band immediately, you didn't try to expand your production, you didn't do all the things a lot of people would have done if they'd sniffed the possibility of that. You kept it very much in keeping with how it began. Yeah, I feel like when the wheel starts turning and these things get presented to you, you can't say no, and then the ambition starts. And I don't think anyone did though. I think it took me by surprise. I kind of like, my goals and dreams, I've said this a million times, my goals and dreams were always to play Shepherd's Bush Empire and have a gold album. And with the week the album came out, we played Shepherd's Bush Empire and the album went gold. And then from there, it's just kind of gone to the next step.
The dream, the manifestation, the believing in something happening, and then like he was saying, the state of allowance of like, I'm not reaching after getting to this big place. I'm not standing in resistance to my dreams, and then these doors open and these people hear this song and they're like, oh, I love that song. And then these producers hear these songs and they're like, oh, this is something I should look into. And just really, like he was saying, this idea of doing what you love, not so that we can end up at this big, massive place, or that we can create a bunch of fans, because that's an empty way to live your life for others, and would really be hard to be authentic, because you're always trying to please somebody else and you're not actually being who you are, or the reason why they fell in love with your music in the first place. But this passion for what we do, this passion for following our dreams, for following each step that we feel we should be taking, or what we're inspired to be doing, and not for the end result, but just taking that journey, and then along the way these doors just open and you're like you said, it just turns into this monster that you're like, I did not expect that, I did not know this was gonna happen, I can't control the monster anymore. It just, and it's not equaling to success how big it becomes, but just this motion of, I did that. And I remember like the moment that you guys are gonna see it in the in the series that I put out about a journey into becoming an author, that moment where I was sitting there having written like the last word of the book, and I was like, okay, wait a second, I just finished it, and I was sitting there crying, and I was like, oh my god, I've been saying how much I wanted to do this, and it felt like it was never going to be this finished process, and now it's like right here. And it's just this surreal moment of like all the steps it took, all the words it took for me to sit there and actually write, and these hours that I spent, like it was all divine. Even just the process, even just the journey of being on there and then seeing the finished product and being like, I made that thing, I created that, I actually took the steps, I took the journey to actually finish that thing. Oh, so fulfilling, such a fulfilling moment. And nobody has even read the book.
It's not something, there's lots of things in life you can analyze, but analyzing the way you relate to people and vice versa from an artistic point of view is a dangerous hole. Also plans, like there's lots of things in life that you just should go with. I just go along the path, and whatever's there is there. This is turning too spiritual, but yeah. I missed you on the last run. I know you were really deliberate.
So I'm gonna have to end the video here because my card camera is about to be totally full, and I'm gonna have to like import and all those kinds of things. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it inspired you to live your life a little more authentically, to be you, to do the things you love to do. If you have any questions, you can always leave them down below in the comments. You can send me a private message. If you have any videos you'd like for me to react to, then you can send those to my email at vibratetocreate@gmail.com. You can find more information about my book on www.vibratetocreate.com, or you can find me on Instagram at vibratetocreate. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! I'm gonna just finish this food real quick. What are we gonna watch today? I'm gonna get this out of my teeth. Sometimes, just to let